Welcome back. I got my wife has company, so I'm going out here in the garage. So first things first. Okay, I'm just gonna stick you up here again. Seems to be a handy place to put you. Get that out of the way. That. Be right 2 seconds. 2 shakes of a wet dog's tail. What's going on there? Okay. It's cool in here today. 63 degrees. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can sharpen this axe up, and I want to keep working away at the tip on this thing. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's seen a rock or two in its day. And this vise has been worth getting. I also wanted to show you something else. Home security. And what's so special about this can of beans is not very often somebody's going to go into your pantry or your cupboards or whatever and steal a can of beans. But the can opener we got, if anybody's interested, it allows you to take the cans apart like this. So if you want to hide something in here, it turns every can into something like a little security thing here. My wife was going to throw this one out. I hid it in the pantry, and she says, "What the hell is this empty can doing in here?" And there it is. Now, I'm not exactly sure how the can opener works. Maybe I'll go and grab it here later. So what I'm going to do here right now is I'm going to take this file to the top of this, because I noticed that this is fairly sharp along the way. And also, over here, about 30 years ago, I must have been a little under the weather when I picked this thing up, and I chopped a piece of wood with it with the freaking sheath still on it, and it must have been in the dark, not paying attention. But anyway, I used a speed stitch. You should look that up to get one. And this is nicely attached with waxed thread. And now I've got another axe cover. Put a little oil on the button here because that was stuck. And I've got another axe to take into the woods. I don't have a PV or a cant hook yet. And I'm thinking about if I sink this into the end of the log, I should be able to force the log to roll a little bit so that I don't have to put my chainsaw in the dirt. So that's the plan for this. It's seen some pretty rough action back then, I guess. So I got that one done. I was going to go out into the woods it's just started raining all of a sudden, so maybe it's a good thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see if I can fix the tip of this thing, because the rest of the axe is pretty sharp. Except for where this went into the rocks. And the reason I brought the other axe, the bigger one, in case I stick that friggin' chainsaw in the wood, that other one will chop better than this. This is pretty light duty. And I was pretty stiff when I woke up this morning. Well, not stiff, but I could feel that my back was a little tight. Not doing bad now. It's a good thing I got some half-decent pain meds. It's too bad we can't listen to the radio and stuff like that, that YouTube cancels all the noise out, or all the, we have to turn the radio off so you can't listen to it. I probably could listen to the radio if I had headphones. I'm thinking about buying them, but right now my focus on is to get that cord of wood done. I've come up with a pretty good plan. I'm going to use that. I'm going to get cut down what I need to make for a couple of cords of wood to fill that woodshed up. Maybe I'll do it this fall. And I'm going to leave the wood in over the winter, sitting out in the old woodshed. And then come spring, when I can get the mower going again, and there's no snow on the ground, I'll haul that into the woodshed, and then we'll order maybe 2 cords instead of 4 cords, and that'll save me half the money. Well, it's coming down. And I have a puck to hone it up a little bit. Sure don't want to cut myself out here. Not bad. And I found this, and I've got to go out into the truck, and I'm thinking about putting this on that paddle, and I can use this for stropping. But that's another video, another time. Alright, let's get this done. It's coming. Let's see if you can see this or not. Pretty nasty, but the rest of it's not bad. Alright. down from the top of it, you can see that there's a pretty good flat spot at the very tip. I've never had a fancy axe or an expensive axe, just these cheap things. But still worth looking after. This is a good file, this one. Mastercraft. Might as well sharpen the other ones up. Well, that's good enough. Just a little bit of oil. It's pretty sharp. Good enough. Let's try that. Oh, mine's on. Okay. Next. Never have. Oh, maybe I do. Two 2008, 2005. Let's try that. Oh, not bad. Cuts it. Good enough. Well, since we're doing that, might as well do the other ones too. So, this thing here is not much good for splitting. As you can see, it's quite narrow. It's a lot better for chopping, but I wouldn't buy another one of these now that I know the difference. I'd rather have a nice wood handle. But I'll start lugging this around out into the woods as well, plus the other one. Now, this one splits. It splits really good, and it has a big wedge, or more pronounced wedge on it. and it doesn't get stuck so bad that I can't get it out. But the tip of this thing here, maybe I'll shine that up a little. There's some nicks out of this too. Wrong way. Keep your fingers away from this thing. More left-handed. You can feel a burr on it. I don't want it to grab from either side. I just want it sharp from the top. Yeah, that's sharp. That's really sharp. Okay, good enough. I like this one. And I've got two more. Now this is a beast. And you can see how I've beaten it up across here pretty good. It's from, and this will split too, but this is a heavy thing. I don't know how much it weighs, but it's heavy. When we first moved here, the money was flowing out pretty fast, so I picked up what I could afford kind of at the time, because we still had to get the house fixed, and I ended up with this one first. And you couldn't cut, all the wood was out on this side of the garage, and you've seen in other pictures probably the pile that I get. Well, it's just too hard to cut this the way I was doing it. It's pouring out there now. It's a good thing I'm not out in the woods. So anyway, that's why I ended up with the Fisker's axe. Because it was, well, not only did I have a hernia back then, a few months after that, I ended up getting real sick. So I ended up having to get the Fisker's axe. And then my wife seen the dilemma I was in, and she said, go get yourself a little electric splitter. And I got the electric splitter, which was on sale for about 400 bucks. And that saved my bacon. But now, I'm probably about 80% better than I used to be anyway. And I'm capable now of swinging these things. I want to get my cord of wood the hard way, like I tried in the beginning. These things don't have to be all that sharp. Okay, so that's, just want to make sure that there's not a burst laying down on one side. So that's that axe. It's actually not an axe. It's a maul. And I've got myself a little Fisker's hatchet. Oh, this is sharp. And this here probably gets more use than any of the other axes that I got. All right. Not as sharp, that's okay. Good enough. Finland. This has made a lot of kindling. Okay. Now what? This is a stun freaking holder for a bottle. There. So, keep it clean here. You can see all the metal filings here. Huh. Oh well. Need to put this back where it belongs, which is underneath the stove. And I'll be doing a review on this thing once more pretty soon when it cools off enough to warrant it. But this wood is really well seasoned now. Sounds pretty solid. I have a moisture meter in the house somewhere, but it's not the ones that you see the other fellas using on a lot of different channels. It's how do I say it? Oh, it's got a like a cord on it, like a bungee cord on it. I don't like using it. Anyway, let's go in, make a video. Let's sharpen the axe, I guess, today. Just having a quick scan in case there's something else I can do. Of course, there's always something. And keep giving stuff away. Like, my wife would like to have a clothesline. Well, I got enough for, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clotheslines. But the problem is I got to get one up first. I need the other parts, the wire and the wheels, a couple of big hooks, and a place to hook it up to. I was going to gas up here today because it's empty. You can see down here it's empty. But I don't think I'm going to let this do it, and then I don't have to smell it. So that's that. Okay, see you soon. Talk to you later.